I'm feeling very grey today.
You look good though. I love it. I think grey hair is so pretty.
I gave up dyeing my hair some time ago. I thought, I'm not doing it anymore.
It's actually one thing that I can't wait to happen. Like, I think it looks so pretty.
It's all salt and pepper at the minute.
Yeah, but it makes you look like you've got like these really pretty highlights. I just love it. I think it's so nice. Yes, I know.
What do you want? I can't have two of you messing around. Archie, be quiet.
I don't think you get a choice, Jill.
No, you're right, I don't.
I've just got Remy continuously playing, well, pressing her play button. There you go.
It's Poppy annoying Archie and then he barks at her. Hello. What's this? What's this?
Everyone all right?
Yes, thank you. Are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Cold.
Is Tilly doing okay?
She's doing brilliantly. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Good news, isn't it?
Oh, so relieved. So relieved, aren't we? Yes, we are.
Did you get in touch with Joe at Hydro yet?
No, we have got one in the village. So on the theory that we can walk there. However, it might be nice to go out somewhere else, different.
I don't know. All the way to Grimsby.
Oh, it's further, a bit further than North Thoresby.
Wow.
Hi, Sid. Andrea.
Hello. Are you all okay?
Yeah. Hi, Maria.
Come off.
I think Andrea looks quite good considering she's probably had no sleep all week.
No, he's sleeping through.
Oh, wow.
Don't ask me how. I have no idea how, but he's going from about 11 o'clock till 6 o'clock.
That's brilliant.
So far. Let's touch wood.
It's because your other young lady's wearing him out.
I think he's wearing her out.
Win-win.
I think it's going to be interesting when they're the same size. That's what I think it's going to start. When he can get up onto that sofa, when she's teasing him and...
Yeah.
So about 3 weeks then, yeah?
Well, it's surprisingly, we've got a water bowl that's on a stand, and last Saturday, he went to sniff it and he couldn't get his nose over the rim, and yesterday he's drinking from it. So he's growing so fast, really fast.
He's going to be a big dog, I think.
I think he is. His mum and dad are big.
Yeah.
If that's any indicator.
But they do play nicely.
They do, yeah, I'm so pleased with Sid. She's been brilliant. All my fears have been unwarranted with her. She's been so good, and it's she's changed completely.
Grown up. They grow up overnight. As soon as you give them a puppy, they're like, "No, I'm the grown up now."
Yeah, that's
I'm a big
exactly
sister.
it. It is. She's and maybe we've changed a bit. We're not so focused on not getting it right with her, but getting it wrong with her, should I say. We're a bit more relaxed. You know, like you are with your second child. First child, it's like, oh my God. Second child, it's like, oh, sorry. Oh, damn it. So, yeah, it's working out so far. It's just this week I'm supposed to be back at work. And he's not. He goes in his crate, but we haven't left him yet. So I think this week is the week we're going to try and extend the period he's in the crate, because he just wants to lay with Sid, and he can't be loose with her for 2 hours unsupervised. Oh my God.
No, I don't let my lot be unsupervised until I'm sure that they can properly cool down and chill down together.
Yeah.
You know.
And we did get a pen, like you suggested, but he walks into it and moves it across the kitchen.
Yeah, you have to secure it to furniture.
Jesus.
Yeah. But I found some photos. I was trying to save them. I found the ones of Dodo when he was first in his safe area. In here behind me, he was in the office, and there's all these photos of him trying to figure out how to escape. There's pictures of him with his paws upon things and trying to climb over this and climb over that. So
Oh,
yeah,
bless him.
yeah. But I soon took to it, you know.
He'll just want to be with her. This is the issue, is they can't be in separate rooms.
Yeah.
So he'll have to be enclosed in the same room as she's in. So he's going to want to be with her all the time. And that's the issue.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, trying to get him separated for
Yeah.
socialization as well is going to be fun.
He's in the kitchen with his dad at the minute because last week was a disaster. So he's been barred.
It is hard. I feel for Jill actually with that, trying to work with more than one dog. So we've lost her, haven't we? She's gone. She's not.
No, I can see her.
Can you?
It's Maria that's gone.
Yeah.
I can't see her. She's not on there. I was waiting to see if she was going to. But yeah, it's not easy working with two. And I think for those of us with two now, I might show you some tricks.
Mm.
You want to hang back. I don't know if you can hang back later, so we're not putting all of those of us with only one dog through it. Although it might make them think twice about getting another one. You could get them excited. But anyway,
It's got very moody lighting.
if we don't get to looking at how to handle two dogs when you're training, Kiko Pup's got some really good stuff about multi-dog households and how to train and work with multi-dog households. So yeah, got a lot from that. Oh, come on, Maria. She sent us a message on anywhere.
No, I can see.
Nothing on the WhatsApp.
Oh, I'll check.
No,
Nothing.
I've not heard my phone go.
No.
Bless her. Oh, we can't do it without Maria. She's our little super,
Ah,
Yeah,
she's
that's
not-
the leading light.
the one that's always got the perfect working dog who wants to do everything. She has been right from the beginning.
Well, I've got a different treat, so hopefully, well, somebody suggested it, and I don't know if it's suitable. It's Spam. Is that okay?
So Spam, I can't remember. I've got a feeling Spam's a bit salty.
I was thinking
No
that.
more salty than hot dogs, I don't think.
I think not to use it generally, just as maybe the odd treat.
And it's a nice consistency, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
easy to put into the right size pieces.
Well, I needed some sausages from you, but I haven't been able to get over.
Dawn's doing deliveries now.
Not to Louth though, surely.
Oh, I don't know. I better not say that she will, because
No.
I'll be in trouble. I think she
Yeah.
might.
Are you grown Louth, are you?
Up St Bernard's Avenue.
Right, because I was going to say I've got to take Tilly into the vets at some point over the next couple of weeks for her vaccination. So if Dawn can give them to Julie, I can pick them up at the vets and drop them off in Louth.
Okay.
I was gonna
Sure.
say the same thing, to be honest, because I work in Laos, so I was gonna, and I go past the puppy hub, so I could literally just drop in, get them, and drop them in Laos. But yeah, whichever.
Oh, that would be lovely.
No
If
problem.
I order and pay for them, and then you do it at your own.
No, I'll just pick them for. Yeah, if you want Judith to pick them, that's absolutely fine. Whichever one you want.
Either. I don't want anybody to make a special journey.
You fight over it, Judith.
Well, no, I'm not going to be going to the vets anytime soon. Wait till next month. So
We'll figure it out on WhatsApp.
yeah. Oh, you're back. Maria's back.
I'm back. We were missing. We didn't want to start without you.
No, I keep.
Good mood. She says, "Are we doing it, Mum? Are we doing it?" Okay, so I thought we'd have a look at more of these positions and turns. If everyone is everyone enjoying this bit? It seems a bit technical to me, and I want to keep it nice and light and keep you on board. But if you're enjoying it and you feel it's worthwhile, we'll carry on. So I'll just do this. I'm not
Okay.
sure how good your view is because I've given up trying to get me floor on view.
I don't know, not fine.
How much floor can we see? Not a lot. Just mute everybody. Oh. Hello, Dodo. Yeah, you're in, ready to go, aren't you? You're definitely in the mood to work. Excuse my boobies. I'll just get you some floor, a little tiny bit of floor. I haven't moved the dog beds. Look how dirty they are. That's disgusting. All right, so, oh, we need to get rid of some dogs. Come on then. Come on, everybody, pop. Let's go out here. Yeah. Ready? Yes, yes, that way. Twiggy's just volunteered herself by refusing to leave. Clever toad. That was very clever, I think. Okay, so do it that way. We know that we want them in that position, don't we? We're going to play some little games to help them to find it themselves. So the first game is get them right in front of you, straight. So let's see if I can figure out how to show you that a bit better. I want her nose to come up my belly, and I want her right in front of me straight. So you can see I can use the camera from where you are to judge how she is in relation to my body. I've got food in both hands, and I'm going to use the food to guide her nose straight onto my belly. I need to see if I can get you a better view. Trouble is, as soon as I turn the other phone on, we're going to have that issue with sound, aren't we? So I'm not going to. I'm going to see if I can adjust this one a little bit. Okay. So I want her body and her head and everything straight, and I want her nose to come in, and I'm fiddling with the food to guide and guide and guide and guide. And then when I've got her all the way in, and all the way front to me, straight, then I'm going to let go of the food. Okay, so that's your first position. Now that can be easier to do if you've got a chair or a stool. All right, and the way it makes it easier is you've got these knees. So you guide your dog in, and you can bring your body back, and your knees guide them so that they come all the way in straight. Okay, so that's a little variation on that. So we can bring her in and can see her bum's off that way. So I'm going to turn her head this way slightly. She's going to push her bum round eventually. She says she's very bendy. Come on then. There we go. And when she's really straight on my body, I'm bending backwards. But I want her to learn go really straight. And then and we can see whether or not that's helped her. Come here, to understand. Come here. She just farted. Oh my heavens, did that come up on camera?
Was it her though, Julie? Was it?
All right, so that's your first game. See if you can get them to come centrally, with a chair, without a chair. See whether or not you can get their body to line up straight in front of you. And we want their nose pushing against your body. And if for the shorties, obviously that's going to be on the front of your legs. For the taller dogs, up on your belly. But again, we're looking for that real stretch of the neck, that real straightness. And it looks easy, doesn't it? But actually it's quite hard. So I think Tilly's just about got it. We don't mind if the legs are bouncing a little bit. We want to really stretch that neck. Use both bits of food. If they're coming one way, fiddle with your hand and see if you can get them to come in at a slightly different angle. And your mark point, your target for yourself is to notice when their body's straight. So the straight body is the thing that we're rewarding.
And don't sit on your dog.
Try not to fall on your dog, yeah. I've got one of them stools. Did you make it in school? Judith? No, she's you've lost track.
It was about 10 or something.
Yeah, mine's under here. Ugh. I use it as my footstool underneath my desk when I want to get my feet up. All right, so that's that one, and it's something to work on. It doesn't happen straight away. So one thing you can do with that is throw your dog away, pull them in as they come back. So we throw a piece of food away. As they come back, reach out with the food, pull it back into you. Come on then. She's not as keen. I might get Dodo, because Dodo will throw himself at me. Come on. 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 Yeah, nearly. She says, do you mean this? Do you mean this? Come on. We're doing paws up. Can you see? Go. All right. Throw away. We'll see if we can get her this time. Come on in. This way. Yes. I'm going to take slightly less. She's not coming all the way into me, but I don't want her to get frustrated and stop offering coming in at all. Does that make sense? Okay. So the next one then is we're going to have them somewhere side on to us. Don't worry too much about body position at the moment. And I want you to step away and have them follow you back in. We're not going to worry about where their bum is in relation to us. So get them in your nice side on position, step away, and then pay them when they come back into that hand. So my hand's not moving. All right, so we're here. I've got my piece of food in my hand. Step, pay there when they get to you again. And I want you to be able to do that on both sides. Oh, I know. Dodo wants to play. So remember, to begin with, let's take whatever they can offer. Let's not be too fussy about position and things to begin with. We want to build the confidence that all they need to do is get their nose back to that hand. When they get their nose back to that hand, it's going to deliver. Okay, beautiful. Oh dear. I don't know if that's him pretending there's somebody at the door so that I'll have to open the office door. He's pretty convinced. I'm going to go and investigate. That was, believe it or not, that was a pretend. That was his way of trying to, because as soon as I went out to investigate, he was stood behind the office door going, can I come in? All right. So we're going to put them together with our beautiful straight on at our side, stretchy, straight one that we've been practicing. Okay. So we start, dog comes into your belly. Yeah, reward for that one. Turn your body to the side and step away from them. And then move past them to get them straight. Okay, so we go towards you, like this, sideways, like this, and then forwards. And because you've done those 3 moves, can you see that her bum comes in straight easier? You're doing like a little square. If you think of it as a square. So going backwards this way, sideways this way, forwards that way. And pay for each one. Should we get rid of some of these beds out of the way? Room. And I want you, because we're not doing obedience as such, I want you to be able to practice doing it on both sides. So we're going to go forwards, sideways, and then forwards. Remy says, I like this. It makes sense to Remy. Sometimes it's just a case of finding the thing that helps your dog to understand, and everybody's slightly different. So one exercise might not suit them or you. And once you found the one that explains it best to them, so we have them come towards us, then we step sideways away from them, and then we step forwards so that they're straight on, moving in the same place as us, same direction as us. Okay, so now we're going to play a game. We're going to make it a little bit harder, but it makes it easier for the dog to understand, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3 steps backwards, if you've got enough room. 1, 2, 3 steps sideways. Can you see how now she's put herself at 90 degrees to my body? And 1 step forward with a sit. 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 Okay, now she's gone backwards on my body with that one. So I want to sit. The aim is for her to end up sitting in her correct nose position. So 3, 3, 1. 3 backwards so that their nose is up on your belly. 3 sideways so that they're sort of 90 degrees to your body. and then 1 with a sit forwards. Pussycat. That looks like they're doing really well. Okay, so we're going to change the numbers slightly this time. So we've got, at the moment, that was 3, 3, 1. Now we're going to do 2, 2, 2. So we've got 1, 2, pay there. 1, 2, pay there. 1, 2, sit. Come here. And pay there. Look at her face. She says, I wish we were using soft treats. She had chewies yesterday. I think her gums are a little bit sore, so she's taking the treats and she really wants the treats, but she's going. Okay, so the benefit of running little patterns is that the dog starts to be able to predict where you're going to pay. The downside is if we keep paying now for something that's a little bit rubbish, we're going to get stuck with a little bit rubbish. So we're going to do 2 things. We're going to change the numbers again slightly, but we're also going to be a little bit more specific about what we're paying for. Okay, so we're looking for positions being a little bit tidier. So this time we're going to go 2, 2, 3. So 1, 2, pay. 1, 2, pay. 3 if I've got enough room. Pay. But I'm looking for really tight positioning. Don't be too judgy on it. We don't want to put them off. We want to keep them in the game. But at the same time, I want you to try and tighten it up a little bit so that you're being a bit more specific about what you're going to pay for. So 2, 2, 3. Nice, Judith. That was beautiful. And I'm loving, I know that they're a bit jumpy, uppy, bitey and silly, but I don't want to get rid of that. Not yet. Because we want them to be keen. You know, if we're a bit too, when we start doing patterns, we can become very prescribed about it. So we can get very intense about it. We don't want the dogs to feel that. We want it to still be fun. So while you're checking for position, try not also to squash their keenness to join you to do it. So might swap out Twiggy, who's very steady. I'll get my bitey boy out so that you're not feeling conscious of that, because he'll be just the same. We'll go out. No, you're not playing anymore. Come on. Jill. Out. 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 Come out. Dodo. He's going to be a complete freak, aren't you? Yeah. So we're going to go 2, 2, 3 with Dodo. Ready? Good boy. And on the other side, don't forget, you're doing both sides. Oh, so his thumb's miles away on that one. And that's better. Push. Okay. Let's have a look at you. Tell me, how do you feel about that? Any comments about that? Go on then, Andrea, tell us.
She's good, apart from the last step where you want her to sit next to you. She seems to sit really far back.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, you know, when we were doing the positions with a foot pad, with a foot marker, that's where that's going to come in. You can't, it's awkward to do it on the move. You need to train it as a position. So if you get your thing to put their feet on, whatever your thing might be, and we're going to try this today, but I don't know whether or not that's going to be any good. Yeah, we're going to train that, sit next to me, but by positioning their paws first. Okay, so that's my aim. I don't know how well it's going to go with the Dodo and a plate. I'm hoping these are Denby, so I don't want him to break it. All right, so, and they're very old. I've had them a long time, so I'm a little bit precious of them. So we have a position marker. And I've got to go all the way back here, so I leave it so you don't be kicking the plate. I'm going to get your feet on there, first of all. And you might be reluctant because it's, come here. Yes, good boy. Yes. Whoa, that's not going to work, it's slippy. I need those little round rubber mats that I've got at the unit. So, this floor is no good for it. The idea is get your feet, first of all, forget about head position and everything. Get your feet marked and placed so the dog knows it's about their feet. And then you can start messing about with the rest of them. You can start messing about with how straight the bum is and how far up the neck stretches. So if you've got something safe that you can use, I haven't got a rug or anything I can put down at the moment. I took them back to when we opened for that couple of weeks in between. I took all my floor mats back to the unit, ready to put back down. So mark and reward, pause on whatever your target is. And then you can start fiddling with the position. So the really good ones for these are things like little round rubber mats, you know, pan coaster things that you put your pans down on when they're hot in the kitchen. Doesn't need to be a big target, it only needs to be big enough for the paws to actually be on, so the dog can tell that their paws are on something. Okay. And then once they've got the idea of doing it stationary, you can start to take a step towards the target and have them keep their paws on the target while you request the sit. So stationary first of all, get them really comfortable with the idea that it's when my feet are on the target is when I get rewarded. That's a nice little technique that Remy's doing there. The only problem, can you see, because she's expecting to do a circle again, she's throwing a bum out ready for the next circle. So that would be the only downside of that. But I like that idea of repositioning around yourself. That works well. Yeah. So on video, when you watch it back, you can see because she's expecting the circle again, she's thrown her back end out and around, ready to go. Now, because you've got that beautiful table there, you could actually use that. If you move your paw target slightly over with Remy, yeah, and then she has to push herself through that table, that's going to make her think not to push the bottom out. Yeah. So it's going to give her a bit of a barrier so that she's not likely to push her bum out. I quite like that. We might steal that. Has everybody seen what Remy's doing just now? Go on, show us again. Yeah, round your legs into that position. She's got now a table. We've moved her closer to the table to stop her swinging her bum out. And I would go even closer, because at the minute she's still managing to curve her bum out a little bit. She's going round and round, and then she comes in, and that's got her into quite a nice position quite quickly. If you've got a chair or a wall or something that you could do that with, because they can all go round you. I know that because we've done that a long time ago, haven't we? I might give that a go with Dodo, except I haven't got a target for him to put his feet on. I might have a go at that while you're doing it as well. You ready? Come around. Yeah, I like that. Good boy, what are you doing? Did I not tell you could go? Did I? Beautiful. So let's see whether or not we can incorporate. I know it's so difficult with the spacing, but let's see whether or not we can incorporate that straight bit where we want them to sit next to us. Let's see if we can incorporate that with the two other moves where you're moving backwards away from the dog, where you're going sideways, and then bring them into that straight position with your target or with your wall, so that you're finishing off with a nice straight finish. So, ready? The corners are useful because you can start practicing tight turns where they're actually moving with you in a nice tight movement. So I've got this nice corner in the office. Oh, look at you go, Jill. That was beautiful. she's saying. So keep your hand on your side so she's the one that does the move into you rather than you begging her to join you. Let the dog figure it out. And Remy's already moved on to doing it with the target instead of with food. Was she getting a bit excited with the food? Have you got rid of the food because it was, yeah. So again, that's a nice bit of, in fact, we're just going to give Remy, she's going to be the teacher now. She can teach us all. She's definitely got it all. She's on it. Yes. Yes. All right, so with corners, if you can find a place in your house, so I've got that really nice corner there. It's a shame about the knobs because the knobs stick out a little bit from his point of view. So we can go backwards into the corner. That sideways move so that I've come towards there. Now I can turn straight here. Nice tight turn, which means he curves his body around me using that corner. And I can straighten up and do the sit there. Sit. Yeah. So if you've got a corner, you can do those 3 moves. You start the move going towards the corner. So we're going to go this way, sideways, in, and then we can curve around that corner and sit. We got this. He says do what? Come on. His feet are slipping. Really need a rug. I don't like seeing the feet slip. Okay, so I can see that's going to be a bit awkward for you all because I don't think I can see any corners in any of your rooms, but have a think about where you might be able to do it. You might find that there's a space in your garden where you've got a right angle, or you could set one up if you've got puppy cages, puppy grates and things, you can make a corner. So you can use that. You can see how that then gets them curving their body around behind us as we do that turn, which means the turns are much tidier. All right, should we just do us then with dance moves and feet? Let's see how you got on with that. So we're remembering when we're turning, can I get my feet on just about? You're in the way now. Can you go on there? Stay down there. Good man, stay there for a minute. So remember when we're doing the corners, we're thinking quarter turn and match. Yeah? Or going the other way, quarter turn and match. Yeah? So, very much that heel stays in the same spot. It's pivoted from that spot. This foot raises and joins. Pivot, raise and join. Pivot, raise and join. Like this. Okay? Let's have a look, see what you've got. Nice opportunity to also be rewarding your dogs for laying down and letting you move. So you can do a little bit of put them somewhere, tell them what you're doing. I'm going to have to, because with some of you I can't see your feet, so I'll have to take it on trust that you're doing it right. Jill's got it. Now your feet position, once you've got them right, that can actually become a cue for your dog as to what their body's meant to be doing. And I know that seems a bit sciencey, but if they see you start to turn your body in that way, then they can start to think, oh, I need to straighten up. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a dog, because I think you've all got that quarter turn idea. Yeah, now the first easiest one from your dog's point of view is for them to turn with you rather than you turning into them. So if he's on my left this way and I'm going to turn this way, that's easy for him. But if he's on my left and I'm planning on turning left, yeah, he's got to back up, hasn't he? That becomes awkward for him. So I've got to teach him that first before I add my fancy feet. Because as soon as I turn into him, he's not going to know to move his bum. So how do we get him to move his bum? Well, corners. We go backwards towards him. And you see how he's got no choice but to turn his bum round in that corner. There we go. Like this, I'm turning my foot in, and because the wall is in the way, his back end swings around. Show you again. So here we are, we're going that way. I'm turning into him, and the wall is there ready to help him to turn his back end backwards away from me. So again, I know that you haven't got corners and that's going to be awkward, but I want you to be aware of how hard that move is for them. When we start moving into them, it's going to really upset them. So teach them that move, teach them that moving your back end around. I'm going to give it a go with, yeah, there you go. See, Remy's got, because that coffee table is actually a really useful little object for this.
Sid's given up.
No, that's fine, darling. She's probably shattered. I mean, she's been babysitting all week. And did you even pay her anything?
Lots of love.
Yeah. Did you ask her if she wanted a puppy?
No, we didn't mention it till the day, just to not upset her.
Can you imagine if you'd have told her? She'd have been nagging all week. Is it this week? Is it today? Is it today?
Are we there yet?
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about using the Spam now, if it's too much salt.
I don't know. Have a look at the thing and see.
Right. I don't go in the kitchen because it'll upset the
No, it's fine. But if you have a look, if you who's chatting? Someone sent me a chat. What's that? My internet is unstable. I know, darling. The internet's a pain in the bum. It's good because we can still play and we can still have classes, but it's so unpredictable. Nice. So there you go. Judith and Tilly have got it. Did you feel that, how much difference it makes just having that little boundary that they touch their bum on, and it makes them think, oh, I'll swing my bum round. And it's one of those things, the more that you practice, the more that they get the idea. So different ways of just helping them. So you can do the one where they've got their feet on a target and you're just going to be turning, so they have to figure out how to turn their back end. That's one that we did last week. With this one, we want them to target us. We are the target, but we make it difficult for them to do that unless they take up, they're aware of the fact that their back end needs to move around an obstacle. So we're kind of setting the environment to help the dog to understand. You're all looking really fancy. Look at that. Look at Jill go. Did we ever think that she'd be calm enough to do obedience? Look at that dog. Look at her focus. That's amazing, Jill. Well done. That looks really, really nice. And Tilly says, I crawl up your leg because I'm not sure. All right, and that's fine. I mean, they're going to be a bit mixed up. As long as we recognize that it isn't easy for them, we don't get stroppy with them. We try and figure out, how can I make it easier for you to understand? Beautiful jump back with Tilly. Did you see her readjust her body position then? She said, oh, you're turning into me. I need to get myself back here. Maria's got it. I've seen a couple of really nice adjustments with Maria. Yes, beautiful. So moving your back end doesn't make sense to dogs. I've talked about that ever since they were tiny puppies. their back end, they're not really aware of it unless we teach them to be aware of their back end. And that's what we did. Turn that, Jill, the turn that you just did was brilliant. Huge amount of back end movement. Look at it. Wow. She's proper swinging a bum in now, isn't she? She's saying, hang on, I can do it. All right, so there's a little game we can play to really get their back end moving. I like this game. We did do this one, I think. I might have shown you this one. So we are going to have the dog move around behind us, backwards. So the first thing we're going to do is get them on food and push that nose back. Push, 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 push. Keep pushing. Yeah? Get them here. And now I'm going to swing that nose all the way out there. And then when I've got that back end starting to move towards me, I'm going to push that head back. So I'm actually actively pushing. Swing the head out, push the head back. Yeah? So I'm making his whole body, so I'm swinging his head out and I'm pushing his nose backwards with the food. I'm going to let go at the point at which I can't reach any further. So we're having them rotate backwards behind us. Okay, see if I can do it again. So this direction, I'm swinging his head all the way out there until his back end is moving in towards me. I'm going to catch him again. I'm going to push him back round that way. I'm going to catch him again. I'm going to push him back round that way. So we can see we're making their back end move. Does everybody see that? Do you want me to carry on showing it? It's not beautiful yet because we haven't done a lot of practice of that. Swing their head out, which will cause their back end to swing in, and then push them backwards. Swing the head out away from you so that their bum swings in towards you. Now, again, this is where walls can really help. Again, if you've got that your dog can't manage to swing because there's a wall in the way, so if I swing him that way, there's a wall there, he's got to go round the corner. That makes it much easier for him to get it right. Yeah? So swing his head that way, round into the corner, catch him again, swing him into that position. And the aim is we start with them sideways onto our body, yeah, like that, swing them out. We're going to end up with them sideways onto our body behind us as well. And they are really, really nibbly. Dodo's really nibbly at my finger because I'm pushing into his nose. So it is a little bit tender on your fingers. But we want that keenness. I think Maria's there. Yes, well done. And Tilly, I think. Let's have a look. So it's an uncomfortable move for them. Yeah. And you've got a nice little alternative version, which is the back up through the legs, which is a nice little move as well. I like that. It's a nice little dance move. Yes. Well done, Remy. So again, the more practice they get of moving their back end and being aware of how their back end moves, when we then start asking them to move their back end when we move, they're more likely to be able to do it because their muscles are already practiced in doing those sorts of moves. So now, if you get yourself doing that original one we were doing where we're moving and they need to back up with us, because we've just done that a little bit, here we go, because we've just done that little bit, that's going to make more sense to them to reposition. Go that way. I'm going to go, I turn, he turns. Yeah? And Dodo's he's only done a few, hasn't he? But he keeps taking himself back to his bed now. He says that's actually quite tiring. So we've got to be really aware these tiny movements that we're practicing. Actually, we're not just using their physical energy, we're actually making them think quite a lot as well, especially when we're teaching them new positions and new moves. So don't do too much in any one practice session. I know that our sessions have to be an hour, but try not to overdo it when you're practicing, especially with little Tilly and her leg. We don't want her doing too much stressing those knees out. But look at Sid, that was gorgeous. That was a really nice one. Right, okay, well that's me, I think, done. What do you think of that lot? Let's put you on. You can unmute yourself if you want a chance to comment on that. Is it still interesting to you, or is it all getting a bit too obedience-y, fancy schmancy?
It's good. It's just Sid's just not in the right frame of mind at the minute.
But I've seen her do a couple of really nice moves.
Yeah.
You know, don't expect them to move like don't expect them to move like obedience trained dogs yet.
Oh no, it's not the moves. It's just that when she just doesn't want to do anything, she's going and laying in the corner, and even food's not just tempting her out. She's like, oh, I can't be bothered.
She's probably shattered.
And she's
Oh, literally, oh, that's my desk. I can't reach my camera out far enough. Where is
yeah,
it?
she's like that.
You know?
And she's in season.
So,
So
well, that helps, does it?
no, she's just had her first week.
Oh.
Not her very first week, but second season first week. So she's not asked about anything.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. We're the same.
Yeah.
Anyone else comments on that? Are you feeling it? Are you hating it?
I think it's really good. It's testing me, never mind the dog.
Got to keep moving you forward somehow, haven't I? At some point, I'm going to run out of ideas. I mean, you look at now, we've got to the position where we've got people here who are now doing things to get their dogs into positions that I'd forgotten you could do it that way. So now you're at that level where you can think it through and do it yourself almost. You know, I'm getting to, it's what you're meant to do as a teacher. You're meant to teach people until the point at which they're better than you and they don't need you anymore.
I think we're way off that, Julie.
I don't know. I don't know. Look at little Remy's mum now. She's like someone.
Very good.
Yeah.
The only reason we've learned to do that is literally just because we play around with tricks a lot. Like Julie, you've still got loads and loads that we need to learn. So like, it's just we like playing tricks. That's all.
It does. And the more you do, the easier it is to teach them because the dog learns to learn. You know, it's when you don't do all the little basic helping your dog to understand that it's worth doing things with us and for us, then they don't understand, they don't know how to learn, they don't know how to push themselves forward. So, I mean, you're just all brilliant. I just think you're amazing. Aww. Especially people like Maria. I mean, she's just been good right from the beginning, hasn't she? Even when her puppy was tiny.
I think we should ban her.
Yeah. You are though. Anyway.
Something to aspire to.
Yeah, well, that's why, because we were saying when you didn't turn up to begin with, you were obviously having trouble getting in, Maria. we were saying, well, we can't do it without Maria. She's our perfect dog trainer. We need her as an example. Oh, you're on mute, Del. Oh, we can all unmute if you like, and then we'll just. Okay.
We went down to the reserve yesterday, and she usually runs in this it's a dike basically, and she goes in and out of it, in and out of it. And yesterday, of course, it was all frozen, so she went running down to it, and frozen. So she like stepped on it and thought, oh, walk on it, and she walked across it several times, and then out of it, and then every time. As we was walking along, she was just running across this ice onto the bank on the other side and then back again. And at one point, she goes running across and went through. Her back end went through it. So she's like, oh! We're trying to get her out or coax her out. She wouldn't turn around and come back towards us. She was trying to scamper out the other side. And Chris and I were getting closer and closer. I was holding him, he was holding me. And I stepped on the ice and he says, be careful, it cracked and you'll go through. And with that, I just went straight in.
Oh,
I was up to my knees in this water. It was
oh God.
we were quite a long way from home, so we had to walk back in the cold, freezing. Went through. She went in it twice, though. Twice she did exactly the same thing. Went in it, back ending, so I couldn't understand why she could run across this dike, whereas before she just walked through it.
Oh, I bet that was freezing.
It wasn't too bad actually walking back. I mean, I could feel the water in my boots, but it wasn't too bad. It was when I got back in the car and I just felt all this cold water around my feet. It was
Oh God.
Yes. Yeah.
Come on.
I'll tell you what I do want. It's just I've just thought about it while you were talking. I'd quite like a demo of Remy with her play button.
Yeah.
Dean's
I know
actually
I'm talking about the beach.
she's getting frustrated with the limited amount of buttons she's got, so we're making more buttons now. But let's see if I can do something.
Let's mute everybody.
There you go. Right, Rue, drop play. Drop play. Okay, what do you want? What do you want? You want to play? Okay. Come on, tell me what you want. Can you tell me? She might need a wee, so she might go for the. What do you want to do, Ruru? Can you tell me? What's the matter? Remy, what's the matter? Do you want to play? Okay, then tell me. What's the matter then? What's the matter then? Listen. There you go. She needs a wee. She's asking to go out. Right, I better let her out. Come on, you.
I showed my other half those buttons the other day when I was on browsing. So I think I might be tempted. You're muted.
I say I'm not sure how I would organise my life with all three of them. You can imagine the buttons would be constant demands like kids with a parent. And they're already pretty demanding anyway. Yeah, they don't like it when I sit on the sofa. Suddenly I need to go to the kitchen or whatever. But yeah, I think it'd be good fun. I might buy some. We'll see. My other thing is that I've ordered a couple of things recently that haven't arrived with the, the deliveries seem to be a little bit dodgy. So I'm reluctant to spend money for things I don't receive. So anyway, we've lost her, Remy. She's back again. Look. Whee! I'm going to, let you chatter.
Right then. What are you doing?
You reached it. Well done.
So
So look at that cute baby.
He's here. Big chunky baby.
Oh,
It's growing.
Chunky monkey.
he's gorgeous.
He is beautiful.
He's full
You
of
know how to do
confidence.
the backpack? He wouldn't go in it. He's too big.
No, we've had all three. We even tried go down one of our old rucksacks just to put him in, and had it on the front, or Harry did, because he's too heavy for me. And he's crying, he doesn't like it, or he wants to go down, I think, with Sid. So we're sort of knocking that on the head a bit until he's a little bit older.
So with maybe, and this isn't you should or it's up to you, but after she'd had her first vaccination, I put her on the floor. You don't want to be going places with them on the floor where there's high risk, you know, and you don't want to be letting them sniff other dogs' poos, and you don't want to be going to places where there's waterways where there's likely to be rats, because you know you're not fully vaccinated. But at the same time, to my mind, that early socialization, that early exposure to the world is far more important than what is quite a low risk, really. I know it's awful. If you're the one that catches it, then that would I would
I know.
I'd be absolutely gutted. But at the same time, she was on the floor from 9 weeks. You know, she was following me around through environments and
We're really high risk, well, not high risk, high volume dogs around here because we're in town. But I'm going out to my mum's today. So he had his first jab on Friday. And there's no dogs that are, she's not got any dogs, and she lives in the middle of nowhere. So I'll take him out into the garden on his harness and his lead then, and just let him have a wander around the lawn. And that should be okay. There's only Sid that goes on there. We'll give it a try.
And especially with the bigger puppies. I mean, maybe it's tiny, but
This is what she's been doing.
already ridiculous. When I got her, she was massive. So, you know, I think.
Well, even Harry's struggling to carry him now for any distance. He's too, I mean, he's what is he, 7.6 kilos at the minute. So he's well over a stone. To carry any distances. Oh. He just wants to be down. He doesn't want to be in the bag. Little boy in the bag.
How's your walking going, Jill?
It's still hard work. I've got a walking belt now, and I thought, oh, that at least it's saving my hand. And she's a bit better on that, depending on where we're going. If we're going to the field, that's it. I'm a husky, and I'm pulling you along like you're a sledge. So today I'm going to start trying to get used to that head collar that I've got, the one that's a bit softer. See if that works. It is slightly better. The walking belt is definitely better because I'm not getting my hand hurt. And she does tend to check back more when she's on that. Mm-hmm. Whereas if she's just on the lead, she's just, that's it, I'm going, and that's it. You know, I'm not bothered about anything else. Treats, nothing. She's just focused on going where she thinks she's going. But it's slightly better on the walking belt, but that might be because it's a newfangled thing. And once she gets her head round it, she'll be back to normal probably. So unfortunately, we're going to have to go down the head collar route. And Jim,
did she work in stock, Jill?
Yes. Jim keeps saying, I don't want her to have that on. And I'm thinking, I'm sorry, but we've tried everything else. We've tried stopping and waiting until the lead goes slack and then stepping. As soon as I take my foot off the ground, basically, it's, you know, we're going. With the walking belt on, she's very good at sitting down when we stop. She'll sit and wait now until I move. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be a long job with her. It definitely is. There's no two ways about it. But she just wants to get somewhere yesterday. You know, that's just what she's like.
Do you let her off the lead?
She's on the long line on the field because of the position, because the field we go to is on Taylor's Avenue. Do you know Taylor's Avenue? Yeah. It's really busy, and Poppy thinks that cars are there to be chased.
Right, yeah. Definitely.
So she just takes off. So she's on the 20-meter long line, and she runs about on that.
Does she come back?
She's good on the long, yeah, she is. It's just the situation of the field. I'm just a bit, because the people have pulled gaps in the fence.
Mm.
So if she ran to the fence and there was that gap there, she'd be
Yeah. Oh
through
God,
it.
yeah.
And although our recall's good at every other time, when it's to do with cars, I don't really want to test
No.
a recall to do with cars, because if she doesn't come back, she's squashed, she's dead, and I couldn't cope.
No.
with it.
I don't blame you.
So it's a situation at the minute, but when the situation changes, I think I'm going to go to that place that Dawn and Julie mentioned that's not far away from your hub,
Well,
Julie. Yeah,
well-
onto that field, that enclosed field, and I'm going to try her out on that, how she goes with that. If I'm happy with how she goes with that, then I'm going to progress it. But I'm going to take it baby steps, really, because of the way she is, basically, with cars and things. I don't feel safe with the cars.
No.
I just don't think it's worth the risk. I feel
No.
guilty that I'm not letting her off. But on the other hand, I don't think with the car situation, it's worth the risk, despite the fact she is checking back with me every few seconds. She looks back, or she might run back in my direction, has a look and thinks, oh, there's no reason why I need to come back. We'll turn around and run off again. And sometimes I'm sort of running around after her so she can keep going, because she can get some real speed up. But yeah, it's going to be a slow job, and I'm just going to have to be patient. She's just going to have to be patient, and we'll get it sorted.
All right. Did you get Jane Arden's book, Mission Control?
Yes, I'm working my way through that as well, and doing bits from that and whatever.
You know not to one definite thing, no long lines and head collar combination.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's
You don't
Yeah.
want to be breaking no necks.
no. She only has a long line on a harness, so that's all she has on. Yeah, I know.
I had the same with Spring, you know, because he was secondhand and he'd never been trained. He'd been very badly trained.
Oh.
And he got lead instant, like a train, you know, just like that.
Yeah.
And it takes years, to be honest. It really does.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he eventually got it. He eventually
Yeah.
did understand, but
There's something for him to try.
It's not easy. I think the fact now I've got the walking belt though, so it's not hurting my hand, because I was starting to get into quite a bit of pain
Yeah.
with my hand. At least now I feel a lot better going out for a walk with her, because at least I know it's not going to be painful. But I don't want her pulling like she does either, because she really full on pulls, and it's the heavy breathing job and all the rest of it. You know, she's putting that much effort in sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes it's just a really fast walk, but sometimes it's full front pause. So I want to get her out of it, but I've come to the terms that it is going to take a while, and we're just going to have to keep going and keep trying different things with her. So I'm hoping the head collar thing will work. We'll see.
which buttons are those? I need to know which ones to buy because they look really smart. Oh, you've muted yourself, sorry.
It's just because Remy's back. These ones. We've got one of those like Ring doorbells, and as soon as she hears the dingly dingly, that's it, she's out. These ones are from Natural Resources. Natural Resources?
Oh, come here.
I think so. Learning Resources. And they come like in like 4 different colours. They're dead easy. You just like, they've got a nice the microphone's pretty alright. Like if you listen to listen. It's not too bad, and it's easy to press. Oops, I shouldn't have done that.
Now you owe her.
They're just nice and easy.
They look like they're fairly solid, are they? They're going to.
They are like when she's getting frustrated that I'm saying all done, when I'm not don't want to play with her and everything. If she gets frustrated, she'll just keep banging it, and it's lasting through her like fully putting all her front body weight on them. So it's not too bad.
Okay. All right, I might have a look at those ones. Are they really expensive?
No, I think they're 20 quid for 4. So it is a little bit expensive, especially when you start wanting more. But yeah, they're the cheapest ones I could find. Like there was some from, because apparently the brand that you should look at is Fluent Pet. It's like 400 quid for like 6 and some tiles. And I'm not doing that. I'm not paying that much. But
Ebus.
especially when, yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
Great. Okay, good. I might have a look at those and see if I can
This was gone.
give myself a challenge and teach my dogs how to do them.
If you want, there's a lady who's written a blog about it and like how modeling over like and all that sort of stuff. Do you want me to send it to you? Because I found it really interesting just to like learn what's best to do for these, so that way you're not trying to put as much pressure as possible to press them. It's up to them.
So yeah, stick it on the group and then we can all have a look.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll find it for you guys.
Okay. Right then, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and
I've half gone.
unless anyone's got anything else.
Gone off.
Bacon butties beckon.
Ooh. Ooh. We've even got Harry interested in there, Judith.
Didn't have any breakfast this morning. I was saving myself.
I was allowed to lie in for the
Yeah,
second.
that was I actually.
Anyway, let's say
Lovely
goodbye.
to see everybody.
Cheerio. Bye.
Bye.